Aw, man. That sucks. Oh, hey everyone. This is Joe from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tube, where each and every episode of this show I review I review something television related. I can't speak English. I apologize for that. This is my Rookie sub-series where I review each and every week a brand new episode of The Rookie. This specifically is more for this year, season 2. This week we're reviewing season 2, episode... God, I'm horrible. I am so horrible with numbers. 7. Episode 7, yes. I gotta say, this has been a very emotionally mixed episode for me. And I mean that, I don't mean that like in the review sense, I mean that in the personal sense of how I feel about the characters in the show and what they've been through with this week. And honestly, it did not go in the direction I was expecting, which again... of course, continuing the running gag that The Rookie keeps surprising me with their creative decision also makes me think a little bit more on where things are going, so to speak. So anyway, let's start it off with my overall thoughts on the episode. Now, just to be completely fair, this was apparently the LA Rams special episode where players from the LA Rams, a football team, showed up in the episode during the football portions of this episode, and to be completely honest, I don't know shit about football. If Sal was here, he'll probably explain it to me better. If you don't know who Sal is, he's my best friend. He's into sports, so if he was on the show with me, he would probably be squealing or probably at least have some knowledge on the LA Rams. I don't know crap about it, but I did appreciate they still they're actually doing pretty good with guest stars this season. More than the first season from remembering. We got some pretty good names so far. So the fact they got some football players. It's definitely catering to some crowd out there. Plus, football season's back up again, so opportune timing. Plus, they did manage to tie in that aspect to the overall stories of this episode. The first comment I should make is that, for me, honestly, I didn't think Nolan was in much of this episode. Now, this could be my perception of time is so minuscule now, or maybe the way they edited this episode. So Nolan was more prevalent in the first half an hour, and then it was focusing on the subplots for the second half an hour, and then he showed up at the end. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with him filming his scenes for the Suicide Squad, because I don't know how prevalent he is in the Suicide Squad. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the actor Nathan Fillion, he's in the Suicide Squad, and he's filming, I believe. I think they're filming at the same time as they're doing the Rookie Season 2, so I'm not sure how that is being filmed, so maybe they accommodate that. I don't know. I really don't know. But anywho, overall base thoughts on this episode. It was a really emotional episode for me in terms of the Nolan aspect of it, which was, again, it was morally straightforward this week, where he didn't really go through a lot of the the action stuff this week. This was more of a personal dilemma for him, as well as reevaluating the whole not really a love triangle, so to speak. The running, ever since we got introduced to Nolan's ex from his past back in the beginning of the season, there has been a question is there still something there between these two old flames? But obviously Nolan was in a relationship. The doctor was going through a divorce, or at least separated, so it was still a question, even though for me it was I just hope Nolan didn't cheat. And after this episode, it definitely could point into a direction, but hopefully they'll take some time on that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will spoil it, and this will warning you again. Spoilers are going to come for this episode of The Rookie, so please watch it before you watch the remaining of this review. But overall, they gave more focus to West and Bradford and Chen and Harper this week. Diaz was still there, but she was again, another minuscule role. Still happy that God, I already forgot his name. Wesley. I'm happy he's still alive. Still happy he's kicking. He wasn't in this episode. But the original reason was that Diaz wasn't in the main plots. Give me a second, my throat's mad. Parched. Been a very emotionally talkative day. Back to my point. So that's why Diaz wasn't in much of this episode, because she was in the episode, but she wasn't part of the main action, so to speak. I don't even want to Nolan's the thing is that I always say Nolan is the main character of The Rookie. It's just that in this episode, it definitely focused more on Chen and West to an extent, more to Bradford. But okay, let's get down to it. Let's go through the plot, and I'll explain my very overcomplicated. Like before, I start arching everywhere and I start delaying the inevitable. So first of all, another great cold open for the episode. Another great cold open for the season. Getting to see again tying into the football season. We get to see Bradford watching a football game. And I honestly felt for this because like there was like this emergency city where it's a high-speed car chase and it's interrupting the game. And there has been definitely times, especially on ABC, where something's happening in the world and they just cut off the show to start airing it, and then by the time they cut back, they just skipped over that portion of the episode, which always really pissed me off, especially when I was watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back in the day. So that was a very fun way for him to get involved. He just backed down. It's like, okay, chase over, get back to the game. Perfect way to set up the feel of the episode. Nolan's dilemma on the main plot before we switch over to the subplots, as I usually do. Nolan is kind of living his happy life right now. The house is slowly being, up to his standards. Him and Jessica are doing well. Everything's going okay with his new TO. What can go wrong? Spoilers, things could eventually change where his girlfriend turns out to be late. And when it means you're late and you're in a relationship, it does not, it doesn't mean, it sometimes doesn't mean like a good thing. You get scared a little bit. And obviously the conversation is to be had, is there going to be a kid happening? And they definitely like, okay, we're going to go figure this out later, but we got some other stuff to do beforehand. We cut back to the station. Harper is slowly feeling back into comfort zone with the other TO, slowly filling in Bishop's old seat, so to speak. So thankfully, obviously Diaz is out because she's taking care of Wesley. Plus, then she got a side gig being a private security for the day. So, we'll see her later. She's just dealing. Spoilers, Diaz, well, not spoilers, like, to short it to a little bit, she's just guarding some rich douchebag, pretty much. We'll get to see her later. But anyway, it's Community Policing Day. And this spoke a lot to me, at least on the topic, because I am a criminal justice major. One of the classes I took was Police in the Community, which very much dealt with community policing. So I knew a lot about this subject. So it was very cool to see that come to play here, so it's like we're getting back to the community. Nolan's handling a seminar at a hospital, ironically where his doctor friend works. Wesley and Bradford go and take care of the football, assist coach a minor football club, and that's where honestly the LA Rams come into play. And Chen and Harper, first team up of the season, they're going to handle some very neighborly complaints. The football stuff, honestly, again, I'm not a football player. I do respect the people who love football. It's like, oh, cool, the LA Rams are in this episode, or at least two actors, or at least two players. It's always very weird when a sports player, like people from sports, cameo on show. Now, you can have your Hunter Pences from Fuller House, where, okay, yeah, that's a fun tongue-in-cheek, and maybe they really like the show and they want to be on it. And honestly, any show, like, no offense to the Rookie, but the Rookie is not This Is Us. They're not getting those numbers. But they are doing exceptionally well in the DVR numbers, so kudos to all you. I'm very happy. I'm not starting to say that like sarcastically. I actually am happy that the DVR numbers are so freaking strong for this show. Shows how even in a late night time slot, people are still finding time to get the show available in the next few days after it comes out. But anywho, TV analysts talk over. Back to the Rookie. But the whole point of the football players being in is that there's this kid who really loves football, natural pro at it. Everyone's saying, oh, he's going to be the next big not Tom Brady, that wouldn't make sense. He's going to be the next big shot. And obviously everyone's like more focused on him, but then his mom comes into play, like trying to pull him out of it. So it's like, oh, is this just like a neglectful mom who doesn't give a damn about her son? But the more we push that subplot, we realize that she has a very bad past, and while she's trying to move away from it, she's got on the radar of some bad people. They almost get attacked via a fire grenade. I know there's a more fancier term for that, but I can't remember on the top of my head. But that eventually gets that leads into the mom getting kidnapped, and it was another powerful. It's mostly like, I know it was Bradford and Wes, so I thought Wes was going to learn something about being stuff beyond by a cop, but this was mostly Bradford's case, where I don't know, Bradford was just being nice to a kid. I mean, it's nice to see Bradford not tormenting Chen for Chen. I don't think he was tormenting anyone at all this episode, which was a definitely nice, relaxing change of pace. It turns out that the one of her ex-boyfriends wanted her to be a getaway driver. She said no, but as she was trying to escape, she gets kidnapped, and then she eventually gets forced to it. This is where Diaz comes back into play. They eventually catch everyone. Simple story, but it was kind of nice to see Bradford bond with a kid for once, and having the football attributes there and getting to see the LA Rams again. That's probably the end of the LA Rams talk for the episode. I can't just keep stretching that out. I'm sorry. Chen did not have it easy this episode, even though she switched over to Harper for the day. The community pleasing stuff and eventually trying to handle all that while also dealing with Harper's very strict demeanor wasn't a good combination. The episode did play that Chen still has a lot to learn about being a police officer, especially in terms of the strength, because obviously, well, not obviously, but like at least the way Harper says is like a lot of females without proper training, they don't have the upper body strength to take care of themselves. Every other man, any criminal who looks at them with like, this is an easy like obstacle to get rid of, but Chen knows like she is strong, but she's not. It's weird to say because I don't want to sound like an asshole or anything, but you obviously need to train. You need to get stronger, and that requires her. Chen is very proficient in any other area, but in terms of dealing with big people, she's not there yet. Well, in Harper's case, she was able to kick anyone's ass. Well, she kicked ass in this episode, but it definitely spoke to her like, hey, you are not performing up to par, so maybe you should transfer to a different division of the police department, because you're not going to be able to survive out there. And honestly, there was a direction in this episode where I thought Chen was going to be one of her lines was that she wanted to like be like Harper in terms of like her demeanor and her way of thinking in the police force. But even Harper said, no, that's not a good idea, because the way of the direction the life's going to take you is going to be bad in certain aspects that you will never be able to like forgive yourself for. Obviously, saying about Harper and neglecting her daughter for those 4 years while she was away, and even though she never got to mention that directly to her, because Harper's not that person to just start spewing her life story. Apologies, throat's really dry today. But anyway, so they're about to wrap up all the community complaints. Chen has this empowering moment with this not empowering moment, but she has this moment like this moment where it's like, no, I'm a great police officer. This is why. Where she handles this near bombing, near self-destruction in a house via a bomber from someone from 10 years ago. I'm not sure if that was a real case or something. I really don't know. But she manages to get through that. And Harper does manage to show her a little bit of respect. Also, I don't know how I missed this. Like, Harper for most of this entire episode just called Chen, like, not Nolan, which is the funniest freaking thing. Like, she doesn't give a damn about anyone around. Not just yet. Still going to be a little bit of time before she gets comfortable with the other people. Still, last episode did definitely make some progress towards that. This is just now finally summoning one-on-one time, so to speak. So while everyone was having happy endings, so to speak, it wasn't that great for Nolan. So to come back to Nolan's point of view, so after figuring out that his girlfriend isn't pregnant, but she does realize that she does want to have kids, because I don't know if they mentioned this in the end of season 1 or the beginning of this season. I could have glossed that over or something, but she never wanted to have kids. And that's understandable. A lot of people doesn't want to have kids when they get married. They maybe just want to find the partner and just spend time with them. It's perfectly plausible in this world to just find that relationship. But for her, being when Nolan has opened up the possibility of like, hey, maybe I do want to have kids with this person, because it reintroduces this sense of goodness in me that she hasn't felt like since she started getting more and more ahead in the job. So. In her job. However, Nolan, and it's very precarious for Nolan, because Nolan is almost about to be in a very similar position where when Nolan had his first kid, well, his only kid, I assume, given how the direction of this episode, he was about to wrap college and was about to start whatever his original career choice was. Then he had the kid, he had to drop everything to support the kid and then start his own construction company, which was essentially a backup career, a backup job. And he's been living with that for over 20 years. So And now here he is in LA for his fresh start. He's still in his fresh start. And sad to say that he doesn't want to complicate things by having another kid, because he had a talk with Gray earlier this episode where he was talking about how is life beginning your police career and having a kid to come home to. And it's difficult. I don't know it personally, but it would be difficult to manage all that. And he didn't want to go through that just yet. He still wanted to be more established in being a police officer before he would even consider having kids. The problem is, and this is a biological fact, females have a clock. They can't reproduce forever. And given the fact that they're both in their 40s, I think, is she in her 40s? I think they mentioned her name in an earlier episode, but I'm not remembering it. But she's getting older. The longer they wait, the more difficult it's going to be for her to get pregnant. And she can't wait around. So, sad to say, the relationship ended. I thought the way she was, and that was kind of the character, what she did was, she did a very smart moment, and then she did a very stupid wording, where after she tells him that she's not pregnant, but she's interested in having kids, she actually, instead of, becomes one of those people where it's I need an answer right now, because if you wait longer, it's a negative thing on the whole situation. She's actually was smart and said, hey, listen, I had the entire half day to think about this. You should have your moment too to think about it. And I thought that was perfectly smart. It's okay, cool. She understands that this is something that isn't easy to decide, and she was going to give him the opportunity to think about it. But then when we get to the moment where they were having this very emotional conversation, she initially said her final sentence as, maybe let me have the night to think about it, maybe think about if it's worth waiting for. And then she says, I'm going to come back when you're out of work and pick up the rest of my things. So it was why the hell did you have to say it like that? Because you gave him hope for 5 seconds, maybe she's going to wait for me. And then it's no. And it really does suck. It really does suck. Maybe if the rookie gets to season 6 and they're both single, maybe they'll get together. I'm not really sure. But that kind of ends the relationship, which is actually pretty disappointing. And honestly, I was on really no team. I don't know why. There was an inherent feeling in me Nolan and her weren't going to last. I thought it was just going to be a short fling, but it wasn't. So where does that leave Nolan? Nolan has the doctor lady, the doctor lady. I'm sorry, I can't remember everyone's name. I'm sorry, but it's a bummer. It's a bummer for Nolan, and I feel sorry for him that he's going through this right now. We don't get to see his immediate emotional reaction. We just kind of cut it there, and so it'll be very interesting to see how next week he handles the breakup, which will be very interesting in terms of Polar, because in season 1 he broke up with Chen, and I'm not remembering how that breakup went, but I think it was more mutual, where in this one it'll be more, I don't know, I'm assuming it's going to be more emotional since the context of the breakup. So we'll see what happens next week. But overall, another strong episode. It really played on your hardcores a little bit. A little something for everyone. You got football, you got community policing, you got your pregnancy. Everyone will love this episode, and I really did. Next week's preview definitely is interesting, because you got freaking Alan Tuccini. Tuccini? Am I pronouncing that right? Comment below if I'm pronouncing that right. Also, I apologize. I literally just mentioned the actor's name on my Doom Patrol Season 1 review, which you can check that out on YouTube if you want to figure out how my thoughts were on the show. So it's going to be flipping cool for me to see him again after, I literally just saw him 2-3 weeks ago, tormenting the Doom Patrol. Now I get to see him again, tackling on John Nolan. So it's going to be very interesting. Next week's going to be pretty awesome. From what I'm aware, before I get, actually, let me get through this. Anyway, 2 thumbs up. Great episode. Check it out. It's going to, just letting you all know, we are approaching a break for the rookie. The rookie will be going on, I believe, a week or 2 break. I think it's a week. I think it's a week break, so there will be no episode of What's on the Tube that week, since there's no rookie episode to review. I'm not going to slot that in with anything. Or maybe I will. Who knows? Stay tuned for later on What's on the Tube overall to figure out if I have anything planned for when the rookie's on that week break. But that's going to do it. Anywho, I think that's it. Overall, great episode of The Rookie. Really enjoyed it. 2 thumbs up, like I said before. Don't know why I'm repeating myself. It's about to be midnight. Pretty tired. Anywho, that's going to do it for me. So if you want to know what's coming up overall on What's on the Tube, if you were unaware, I review every single episode of Nancy Drew on the CW every single Thursday. New episodes of that show comes out on Wednesday, so my show's episodes on that comes out on Thursday, so check that out if you're interested in mystery drama, so to speak. I have some very interesting thoughts on Nancy Drew if you want to go check that out. I do one-offs occasionally, so to speak, so if you're always interested in seeing what else I'm reviewing, I'll announce it here. And we just recently added High School Musical, the series, to our roster. It will probably be the last series I'm adding for now in terms of reviewing it on the weekly, because I watch a lot of TV shows as is, but reviewing these does take a little more time to do, and also blocking out the time to okay, this week I'm going to do this, and this week, today I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to review that, so very difficult to manage for me personally, as well as I'm trying to get my other shows off the ground again, so it's difficult. So I'm doing High School Musical, the series, so if you want to see me on that musical journey, you can follow me on that. But if you want to know, if you're just here for The Rookie, I'll be back next week as always with another episode, with the next episode. And that's going to do it for me. So if you weren't aware, this was What's on the Tube. Hope you enjoyed your nap. If you were, subscribe to ActionX if you want to. Like this video, share this video, comment below, favorite it, do whatever you want with this video. I'm going to go work this one out and then go to bed. So see you guys. Peace. I didn't know what the hand puzzle was going to do. Peace out.